Shalom. First off, I would like to give all honor, all glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone GMS that rule well, that labored in order to give us this word, truth, and wisdom and knowledge according to the Holy Bible and the Holy Scriptures. Peace and salutations be unto the Lord's chosen elect, beginning with the 144,000 out of each tribe of the house of Israel, and to all you brothers that preach this truth and sincerity and with charity. To you I say Shalom, may Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai have mercy on you in these trying times. I am the brother Halalim from the Great Millstone Chicago camp, and this lesson is entitled, The Downfall of Our Enemies. Because as you can see here, you know, these heathen men, and in particular the nation of Esau, which consisted of you so-called white people today, we are seeing the downfall of all of our enemies and all the people that oppressed us, man, and had a hand in our oppression and slavery. So I'm going to read the title of this YouTube video, and it says, Japan begging black men to go and impregnate their women for $75,000. So for those that don't know, you know, in Japan, matter of fact, I'm just going to read this article from Google.
Black men!
What it says right here, Japan's population began to decline after peaking at 128 million in 2008 and registering at 125 million in 2022. If this trend continues, Japan's population is projected to decline to 63 million and 21,000. It's like a 2,100, half of its population in 2022. Behind the trend lies Japan's declining birth rate. So these heathens, man, want you so-called black men to go over there and impregnate their women to bring their numbers back, man. Because all these heathen men are beta males, bro. And they are nothing compared to us. So they know of our superiority. And now they want us to go to their country and fix all their problems. But nah, man. You heathens are falling because all of the oppression that you have brought upon our people. So I'm going to go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25. And I'll go to verse 7. And it says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath the joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's exactly what the Israelite man is seeing, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are seeing the downfall of our enemies, man. And they know that when they fall, that's when we rise, man. You know, Esau Edom, he knows that the end of his world is the beginning of ours. Which brings me to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So this right here is the same question that was asked in Matthew the 24th chapter, when the disciples asked Yahweh Shai, what will be the signs of the end of the world and the coming of the Lord? Verse 8 says, and he said unto me, from Abraham and Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau Edom, the so-called Caucasians, they are ruling the world today. But they said that Esau Edom is the end of the world, which means that they're going to be the last nation that rules the world before who? The Israelites, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So these are all signs that we are in the end of Esau's world. So let's look at more of these signs. Let's go to verse 18, and it says, verse 18 says, and why? Because the speech of these things, hold on. No, verse 18, Salaki, I was reading verse 16. And it said, behold, the days come while I will begin to draw nigh and visit them that dwell upon the earth. So when these heathens rule, the Lord said that was when he will begin to draw upon the earth by means of his miracles and his judgments that he was going to bring upon the earth and upon the inhabitants of the planet. Verse 19, and I will begin to make an inquisition of them, what they have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So this is all for the Israelites, man. And in particular, the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the righteous elect, the remnant that the Lord has left out of the large multitudes of Israelites on the planet. Verse 20, and when the world shall begin to vanish away and shall be finished, which means the end of Esau's world, then I will shew these tokens, the book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall be seen together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 to 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. Which I believe that's referring to premature birth. Verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Which all this stuff is happening in America because the U.S. dollar is slowly collapsing, which means that a lot of these people are not going to have the jobs anymore, man. Which means that the warehouses are going to be empty. You know, trucks aren't going to be bringing in food like they were before. And this is going to cause mass lack of food and famine upon the earth. And these were the signs that we are in the end of Esau's world. Verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, and when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Which that's going into that purge siren. You know, that siren that plays, that signals that a large amount of trouble and judgment is about to come upon the earth. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So there's going to be a lack of water, lack of nutrition, lack of food, lack of everything. And these people are going to be suffering. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told shall escape and shall see my salvation in the end of your world. Whose world? The world of Esau's. And who's going to see that salvation through all that trouble? The elect of Yahweh Bashim Shai, the Israelites, man. The 1/3 beginning with the 144,000 that faithfully preach this word in truth and sincerity with charity. Verse 28. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. So the point I'm trying to make is that in the end of Esau's world, all these things will be happening. You know, the truth is going to be declared, and there's going to be mass amounts of judgment upon the earth to prove that this is the end of Esau's world. And in the end of Esau's world is going to be the beginning of Jacob's world, man, when the Israelites finally rule in righteousness. Salaki. But from there, I'm going to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, and verse 1. And it says, 63, Salaki. And it says, this is Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. And it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bosra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. So the Lord is going to come back to a world that is ruled by the Edomites, because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is going to rule going into the end of the world that these people call it, and the Israelites are going to rule the land after Esau is cast out of the earth. Verse 2 says, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there is none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So the Lord is going to come back to destroy the rulers, the evil rulers of the earth, which consists of these Edomites, man. Because going back to the book of Ephesians, Salakia. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against power, against the rulers of darkness of this world. Did not it say in Job that the earth will be ran by the wicked? Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom. Against the rulers of darkness in this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. So the Lord is going to come back to a world that's ruled by the wicked, who are the Edomites, man. And that's why you see all this trouble in the world now. You know, you see a lot of trouble amongst the nations. You know, people getting genocided in West Asia because the wicked is ruling the earth right now. And they are ruling the earth in wickedness, man. You know, the scriptures tell you that when the righteous are in authority, the people will rejoice. But when the wicked are in power over the earth, the people will mourn and cry. Because there's no true justice that's going out from the earth. So the Lord has to come back and destroy the wickedness from out of the earth, man. Unless it will be a false balance. Verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. That's what Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to do. And when the Lord comes back, he's going to destroy the remnant of all these heathen that oppressed us, man. That murdered our people in wickedness, man. That ruled over the world in wickedness and destroyed the entire earth through the wicked policies and laws. I'm going to go to the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 9, and verse 28. And it says, thus, the murderer and blasphemer, having suffered most grievously as he treated other men, so died he in a miserable death in a strange country in the mountains. And this right here is talking about the death of Antiochus Epiphanes IV. Slaki. And as we all know, Antiochus Epiphanes was a very wicked Edomite king, man. They killed a lot of Israelites and killed Israelites for choosing to Slaki. He killed Israelites for choosing not to bow down to the ways of wickedness, man. Read the story about the mother and the 7 sons and the tortures and the pains that they went through, all because they wanted to observe the laws of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Let me read this over again. Thus, the murderer and blasphemer, having suffered most grievously as he entreated other men, so died he a miserable death in a strange country in the mountains. So the same way Antiochus Epiphanes, being a wicked king, died the same way that he treated other people, that's the same way that these heathens are going to be judged, according to the ways and the things that they did to the people of the earth, man. Because he that leadeth, matter of fact, let me get that scripture. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10 says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So Yahweh Shai said, anyone who leads into slavery and captivity must go into captivity, because it's an eye for an eye and a life for a life. So these heathens must pay for all the things that they have done to our people and bring back a righteous rulership. So this is the book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 12. Now, verse 11. And it says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did not cast off all pity, and in his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. That's what Esau Edom done, man. He showed a perpetual hatred towards his brother, which consists of you Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These Edomites was the so-called white man. He enslaved all these people, and he oppressed them. So he's going to get the same treatment that he gave to his victims. Verse 12, but I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Bosra. So the Lord is going to return to a world that's ruled by Esau, man, ruled by the evil governors and the rulers of darkness of this world, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. But eventually the Israelites are going to establish the righteous rulership, and these heathen are going to be subjected to that rulership under the power of Yahweh Bashim Shai and the elect and King David. This is the last verse I'm going to get. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 11. And it says, in that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up its ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this, man. So we're going to have all these heathens in captivity. So these heathens want us to impregnate their women right now. Hey, in the kingdom of heaven, all these heathen women are going to be spoils for the Israelite men, man. And we're going to have them as concubines and servants. And verse 13 says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, and they shall build up the waste cities and inhabit them, and shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled out of the land which I have given them, saith the Lord thy power. So the Israelites are going to be brought back into their land, and they're going to rule in righteousness. And Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathen, they are going to be under our rulership, man. So I hope that was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops, great Mr. Stone J. Master rule well. Shalom and Kwam Yasharala and Abba Babal.